Ken Muscatel having problems once again.
Boy, I feel for him. You know, I tell you, he's had problems all year long. He's struggling all the time, and it's tough to see him out of another race.
Setting the field, J. Michael Kelly, Jimmy King, Steve David, and Jean Theoret promises to be a great Heat 4A. We're on board once again with the Oh Boy Oberto, and what a start it is. Jean Theoret looked like he timed it perfectly to pick up the full throttle speed across the green flag.
All three of those boats, that was a great start. You like to see that every time out there. It looks like right now the Oberto has got the front water, and that's always great.
Front water means smooth water, or as smooth as it could be on the Detroit River.
They're coming down for that corner, and look at the U3, how it gets that corner and just catches that fin and turns that thing left.
Jimmy King and Steve David looking like they're racing deck to deck. That's like a flashback to the previous heat.
I'll tell you, it's great. You know, the skid fins on these boats are about the size of a door. They're huge. They're able to hold these boats in the corners, and they need it here on this course.
Looks to me right now like Jean Theoret's almost lurking in the weeds behind these two boats, just waiting to make his move.
Well, you know, lurking, I don't know if you call it that or not, but he really is pushing that thing to get up there. But he's in the outside lane. He's at a disadvantage, but he's got a great view. Look at this corner coming down here for the Rooster Tail corner. That's a great corner, great photo opportunity for the fans on the beach.
And it looks like Steve David might have learned a thing or two from the previous heat where Jimmy King was able to sneak inside. This time, Steve David was able to hold him off.
That's right. He's going, I told you I got you this time.
Jean Theoret picking up the rear in third, but it's Steve David followed by Jimmy King. Don't discount that Llumar boat on board with Steve David and the Oh Boy Oberto again pushing that 4.3 on the fuel gauge.
He's got to bump it here pretty quick, I think. And if you look at the front wing on this boat, he gets into the center of the corner there and he puts the trailing edge down to really try to get as much air as he possibly can underneath that boat. So when he's going through that corner, there's as little as possible boat in the water to get that speed that you need to have, Rich.
Steve David looks like he's all by himself. Open water in front of him, and he has to feel good about his chances right now, especially coming off a second place finish in the third heat. In the fourth heat, looks like he's making that final tune-up, those final little changes that could set him up for a big final race.
Yeah, he's running really well right now. Boat setup looks awesome. His concentration on his eyes right now looking forward. He knows what's going on.
Whoa, there's a lot of noise going on around Steve David's boat as we see him in the cockpit of the Oh Boy Oberto.
Boy, if you look at that, the shot was great in the corner. His head was moving to the right. That's the G-forces taking over. You can't hold your head up.
Incredible racing as we see another beautiful shot. You see the downtown Detroit skyline. You see the bridge spanning over the Detroit River. And Nate, you know this as well as anybody, winning the Gold Cup last year. This is why the fans pack the grandstands every summer.
They want to watch that good boat racing stuff, you know, I'll tell you. And that onboard camera, the guys did a great job. You can see the water even from that camera view, the different colors, and that's wind. The darker water means more wind.
Steve David pulling away from the field in this fourth heat on the Detroit River, and it's quite a formidable field when you consider that he's going up against J. Michael Kelly and Jimmy King and even Jean Theoret, but he is showing no signs of slowing down, doing a wonderful job of handling this boat.
Oh, he's doing great. You know, he's got to bring that thing home, get some more points to get that thing into the final. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, no, it looks like he's lost some power somehow, lost something. The U3 is going to take this advantage big time.
Usually when something like that happens, it means that he got washed out by another boat. There was another boat around him.
No, mechanical problem somehow in that one. But, you know, right now, Jimmy King, another 400 points. He needs that really bad. But where's the Llumar? Where is he? Oh, Lumar's on the inside. He's sneaking up in there. That's going to be a great race. These guys got to give each other room. They got to get through this race.
I have a feeling that Jimmy King and Jean Theoret are not crying for Steve David right now. His loss is their gain. Now it's a two-boat race between Jean Theoret, who has the inside lane, and the boat you're looking at right now, Jimmy King, looking to make it back-to-back wins in consecutive heats in Detroit.
Oh, he needs the points, I'll tell you. He's looking at his mirrors right now, I'll tell you that. And he's sure running hard down that backstretch. This is the final lap, final corner. This is going to be a great finish, guys.
Look at the closing speed, though. Jean Theoret not giving up on this first-place finish. As we head into the final turn of Heat 4A, it looks like it's Jimmy King. He's going to have to hold up. Oh, my! Jean Theoret trying to get a little too aggressive. It looked like the boat just completely fell apart on him.
That's a shame. It looked like I saw some sponson fall off of that.
We were looking at deck-to-deck racing in that home stretch, and Jean Theoret's, the front of the boat, it just disappeared.
There was no sponson left. What was Jean thinking? What was Jimmy King thinking? I mean, it's great to have deck-to-deck race. They're out there trying to race, but boy, they need to finish up.
It's a family affair with the Theorettes. That's Jean's dad, Jean's son, both part of the Llumar racing team. Emotions running high. Let's take another look. Tell us what happened, Nate.
Oh, I'll tell you, it looked to me like Jimmy King entered that corner a little bit too tight, drifted back out, but there was a spot in there where it was just too tight.
And Nate, you really have to wonder, a smart driver like Jean Theorette, what was he thinking? He had a spot in the finals all locked up, arguably the best boat on the water, and now the Gold Cup is gone.
I know, it's so disappointing. You know, I'm always second-guessing that move, but who's going to think that someone's going to squeeze as tight as he did? But, you know, in an elimination heat, you have to realize you got to back off. It didn't look like he had the boat settled down very well at all before that either.
Heartbreak for the Theorette family and the entire Llumar team, but nobody gets points in Heat 4A. Jimmy King finishing in 5th with a disqualification.
Jimmy, I know you looked depressed. I just heard on the wire that that was a DSQ for that heat. That was a tight corner, close racing, but wow, what happened?
I mean, you know, after yesterday coming in here with 0 points, and the Jeep Chrysler guys just did an awesome job putting me a good race boat together. We knew we had to win to get in, and when I had to close it up on them, feel that I left them the room, but I mean, it's one of those things. You got to go by the referees. Right now I'm being polite, but I'm going to go beat up the truck in a minute.
And speaking of beat up, that Llumar boat is all kinds